But then, a little dabbling is never a problem, as long as we don't make it our overall reality and focus. For everything is experience after all, and every experience we decide to create, we can become more aware from, especially if the experiences created are something new, and hence beyond what we know as our current reality. And every experience, if viewed objectively, we can utilize as comparison references for the recognition of the is. In a nutshell, then, everything in creation is created, and all of it is not life, but just something for the personal self to relate to decide something else from, and to recognize the true reality by. So on reflection, as I said, I suggest we were encountering initially the real awareness, real selves of these animals on the real side, the added presence of wings on every animal, an indication of the ability to fly above creation, to overlook it all, as one can with the viewpoint from the real awareness. And the telepathic impression conversations are atypical of interactions being to being on the real side, beyond the more rudimentary, limited nature of a personal awareness verbal exchange. The real side experience then switching to where the animals were absent of their wings, and exhibiting the sort of behavior you would expect from just the personal self, where you are no longer interacting with them, real awareness being to being, and it would seem they had been afflicted by something, so were reacting as an animal would from that more limited life position on the physical, and as real side experiences have been revealing, the animals are crying out for assistance, as they are bearing the effects also of what the reptilians are deciding upon and creating, and that which the unconscious unaware are agreeing to, resulting in the destruction and demise of these animals and their environment also. The destruction of the all-natural environment is made so by the agreements to the reptilian systems, and cause and effect ensures that this is the experience shared by all who agree with it. We are the architects of our situations, as the decider always of our experiences, and we all have had a hand in the collective human experience we find ourselves in now, or we wouldn't be here, and in the effects of it. So it falls on us to face that which we have agreed to create. We must face all of creation, that is the effect experience of the created consciousness of all within it, that which we have all decided and agreed with over the many lifetimes, that has brought the overall consciousness to such a restricted state and reflected in the simulator as it spirals into demise. In all of this are the innocent, the individuals with body forms that have not reached a stage where they are self-deciding, where they are wielding free will through their personal selves. All the various animal forms, etc., for until they do begin to make choices through a personal self, they cannot have had a hand in the construction of the overall simulator degradation experience they find themselves a part of. And yet they must suffer the cause and effect decisions and agreements to distortion that are causing massive damage and continuing destruction to the all-natural environment that supports us all, including the animals. This experience, then, was a further reminder of this situation, and how all individuals are beings of real light, regardless of the body form, and how we can engage any individual being to being, and how it makes little sense to destroy a simulator that is the training ground for our recognition of the true reality from. It has been mentioned how the real awareness of the animals have been voicing their concerns as to this situation, as they are subject to a deterioration not of their making, and people have been having experiences of this nature, where the animals are demonstrating their concerns on the real side. We hear of how many species are going extinct, generally due to environmental pollution and distortion, but many species are dying out inexplicably, without apparent reason. Recently, there was a case of large numbers of elephant dying in unusual circumstances, with no obvious causality. I just wonder if perhaps, due to how the animals have no cause and decision, agreement, input, and contribution to the effects being experienced overall, that naturally they would not necessarily have to be resigned to experiencing these effects that they had no hand in creating, whereas all unaware, unconscious humans agreeing to the distortion and remaining with their personal programmed selves will have to face the effects of what they are agreeing with. So perhaps the real awarenesses of these animals is choosing to cut short the lives of the personal animal vehicles for this very reason, to remove them from a simulator that they do not have to experience. It wouldn't surprise me that many animals will not be returning here at the final death throes of a simulator, and that mass extinctions will ensue, and far more so than environmental degradation can account for. For what would be the point of placing your animal vehicle in a simulator on the brink of destruction, if your real awareness is still in the stages of moving itself through the animal forms? Far more sense would it be for your real awareness to pull your animal vehicle out and perhaps wait till the simulator implodes, resets, then reconstruct an animal vehicle in a new golden age, or perhaps simply place your real awareness in an animal form in a different simulator with a different overall consciousness that has not dragged it to the brink of destruction, and thus making it an unviable training ground for becoming more aware.
Well, those are terrific, Kevin, because it explains a lot. So if people have the patience to sit and listen, and it does take a lot of patience to listen and figure all this out, because there's a lot to it and a lot of experience. So the best we can do is present it, but that's just a lot of fun. Thank you so much for taking the time and writing this out. And it helps your focus and everybody else's too. So I suggest always that people become involved, because to where this becomes your life, as it's very important. It is your life, and how involved you become, you decide that. So making it all your life, well, then things really move along to where you can stop being the effect. You don't need to look at situations and problems anymore that affect you, and you can handle these things. And creation is the challenge, but it is the big wake up. And we have a big challenge now with what's going on in the world and the vaccines and everything that's coming. And many people are agreeing to it. They just want to kind of give in to where, okay, if we take the vaccines, can we take the mask off? Can we get back to our regular routines of just growing old and forgetting we were here? So again, it's a challenge all over the place, but each person makes the choice. We do what we can, but we're doing great. The few of us that are here, because the rest of the world doesn't understand yet, but let's see if they do. Yes, thank you so much, Kevin.
An opportunity is available to speak with universal seer Duane the Great Writer. Create your new session with Duane and discuss any topic you like. Examples of discussion include personal, financial, relationships, dreams, government, 5G, GMO, chemtrails, vaccines, HARP, military, secret services, spying, conspiracy, angels, gods, fairies, ghosts, aliens, reptilians, religious, spiritual, monarchy, and anything that pertains to what you are experiencing in this creation bubble, and also the real universes of real freedom. New sessions start at 30 minutes at $1 into PayPal a minute, and can be as much time as needed. Contact me, Kevin Smith, on Facebook and YouTube. An official new presentation club is now available. The New Awareness Club. Membership to which is $1 per month. Find the link below the description of this video for the website. New Awareness Club.mystrikingly.com, where you can navigate to the club forum page and join up.